consulate. And then the first moving pictures of Jamal Khashoggi entering the consulate 8 days ago, last Tuesday. A black van seen leaving the consulate as well. Turkish officials want to know what's in that van and where it is now. That black van went to the Saudi Consul General's house nearby. Later, it went back to Ataturk Airport.
Isn't all about fitness. I mean, the health stuff is definitely useful, but I actually use the Apple Watch to do real work, and I'm not sure that's the case for most people, but I would be much less productive without some of these insanely useful apps. Now, real quick before we get any further, I want to share something that every time I share this, people seem to go nuts. They really seem to love this, so I wanted to make sure to mention it here because it's related. But if you want to pick up an 8-pack of silicone Apple Watch straps, you can get one for 30 bucks using the link down in the description. Okay, so Just Press Record is an audio recorder with superpowers. I don't know about you, but throughout the day, there's so many times I might want to record something like important conversations or notes or just getting ideas out of my head, and the list goes on. What's really cool here though is that one tap on the complication is all it takes to start recording. So it's super convenient. Then of course you can listen back to your stuff or access recordings on your phone, but another great feature is that the app transcribes your recordings, which is awesome. Cheat Sheet is another app that I think you're definitely gonna want even if you're not quite sure how you're gonna use it yet. Basically, it's a way to remember stuff you often need but always forget. Not passwords though, because it's not secure, but things like names or dates or anything that you wish you had at all times. Now, drafts you've heard me talk about before, but I use it all the time on all devices, including the Apple Watch. On the Apple Watch, it's a great way to basically write with your voice. I mostly use it for notes or anything that's gonna be kind of long, and then I grab it on the phone later and do whatever I need to with the files. Also, I love that you can see the inbox with any notes that you've made and then read them or even add to them with the append feature. Next up, you're likely familiar with Workflow already, but it's an app that kind of lets you do more with all your other apps. Personally, I like to use this to make my workflow just a little bit faster, like uploading the last picture I took to Dropbox to share with the team, or tweeting the song I'm listening to, calculating tips, all that kind of stuff. Now, Numerics is one of my all-time favorite apps on any device. Basically, it lets you see important business numbers at a glance. So for me, I use it to show my YouTube stats, but you could use it for anything else. And on the iPad or Apple TV, it makes a great business dashboard. But on the Apple Watch, I love being able to see things like my subscriber count as a complication. You know that candle that you've been looking at this whole video? That came from Huckberry. And so do these really comfy pants, this 10-year hoodie that's literally designed to last for 10 years, my shoes, a bunch of stuff. If you want to grab some of this gear for yourself or at least check it out, you can do that. I put together a list at huckberry.com/dailytech. You can also check it out down in the description. All right, so another really useful app for me is called Circa, which lets me schedule meetings with people in other parts of the country or the world so we know when our schedules and time zones will actually overlap. I really hate it when I'm on the phone trying to schedule a meeting with somebody in London or LA or New York or something, and I don't know what the time difference is between mountain time and their time zone. This makes it super easy to see at a glance when our schedules are gonna overlap, and it's seriously been awesome. V is an awesome app for browsing Wikipedia on your wrist. So if you ever wanna know about anything ever again, you don't even have to get your phone out to look it up. I mean, this is useful in all kinds of situations. If you're traveling, if you're just curious about stuff, which I am constantly, or maybe if you just need to prove that you were right about something in the spur of the moment. I like that the interface lets you use your voice to search for specific stuff, or even easier, just click on the button to see what's nearby. Hindsight is a great app that I've been using for several years to track how many times something happens and then how much time passes in between. So let's say you want to track how many glasses of water or cups of coffee you drink. Well, you can easily do that, but then you can also see how long it was in between drinks and even export that data if you want to. So I've used this before for tracking things like getting headaches or eating specific foods, and before I had an upload schedule on YouTube, I would track how many times I uploaded and when that happened. Quick note, if you're looking for the iPhone wallpapers that have been featured all throughout this video, I know somebody's gonna ask, I'm gonna have those linked up down in the description too. Now, if you don't wanna track a ton of different things, then Clicker might actually be more useful for you. It's super simple, it doesn't do a lot, all you have to do is tap and it will add an instance. And finally, I wanna tell you guys about Multi-Timer, which is exactly what it sounds like. Yeah, the Apple Watch has a built-in timer app, but you can only have one timer running at once. With Multi-Timer, you can have several timers going at once or save a bunch of preset timers for when you need them, which is great for all kinds of things. So yeah, that's it for this video. Don't forget to play Where's